2 more episodes to go in Life is Strange.
Only 2.
What do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. When we've been playing through it, I've had quite low expectations, and playing the first one, I was kind of really annoyed by the dialogue. I think the dialogue was pretty weak, and some of the fetch quests, the tedious go fetch stuff.
They're pretty much the spine of every episode, which I think is probably the worst thing about it.
Because when it comes down to it, what am I measuring here? You do have to measure the whole episode, and yeah, that's great. But when you break it up into its segments, it's pretty weak. Like, you have one big story reveal, but the rest is kind of like filler until we get to it.
Yeah, I mean, it needs Telltale Games to write the gameplay and don't write the actual endings, because that's the best thing that they're good at, from what I've found.
I feel that Telltale, I haven't played many Telltale games actually, and you've played more. Yeah, I do think it's pretty weak mechanics. But if you look at episodes anyway, people forgive so much filler in modern episodic TV shows. Like if you look at Game of Thrones, or you look at The Walking Dead, you have these filler episodes to move things into place.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. There's only 5 episodes though, so how much filler should they have?
I think some of the fillers are okay, like finding the person's keys at the end of episode 3. I thought was fine.
Yeah, that had a kind of a greater purpose to it, but finding some eggs, that was a bit annoying.
That's stupid. The thing is, some games do it well. So you've got games like Fahrenheit, Indigo Prophecy, where you clean your teeth and all that stuff, and that mundane activity, the game just worked better, I feel.
As always, I'm intrigued by the ending.
Yeah, same.
That's their best asset, I think.
Well, we've looked it up, and it's the only ending you can get.
Yeah, you have to manipulate the past, and so the dad doesn't drive the car and gets the bus instead.
So it looks like in some of the pictures we've seen that she gets the car, Chloe has the car.
Yeah,
and basically destroys herself.
Which makes me wonder, because instead of him being in a crash, she is in a crash instead, so...
But still survives.
Yeah, I'm guessing that must have been destined to happen always, that crash.
It really did throw a curveball at me, because you've been building this character, you've been building this story, and it felt like you just had the rug from pulled underneath you, because
definitely.
Suddenly every person doesn't know who you are, you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And bloody hell,
you don't know if anything you've done so far even has any effect before that point.
I know the desire to change something like that, to turn someone's life around, but it's the futility of time. That's what I feel this game is about. It's all about the fact that even though you can make choices and you can turn back time and you can start again and you can make all these tiny little increments, like changing them, in the end it doesn't matter. And that's what I feel like it's gonna come to an end, and it's gonna reach such a boiling point that eventually it will be like it might as well have not happened at all.
I think the boiling point is the tornado. I think we've established that.
Exactly. So I assume it's going to be party next, then tornado.
The preview showed the party, so the next episode I'm guessing is going to be the party, even though I thought that was going to be the final episode, but maybe...
Do you think there's going to be a segment on like dyeing your friend's hair blue?
Oh, maybe she has to, or maybe she won't because she's a different person.
Maybe she's a different person.
So the final episode might just be setting everything right again, or when you're in this kind of limbo between these two worlds. So what I'm thinking is the tornado, that could be as a result of all of your actions, so you were getting a flashback of the tornado, but all of your actions up until then, trying to prevent things from happening, caused the tornado to happen.
The flashbacks of the tornado are actually flash forwards.
The bird's dying, and then when you go back in time, the whale's dying. It seems to be apparent that things are becoming more serious.
it's gonna be pretty crazy. I don't know. The mechanics still don't sit with me well, like, but I'm really enjoying the story. Like, I feel the episodes could be half as long,
Yeah.
and still be as affecting, because I know it's all about setting like investing time into characters, and then the payoff is the massive endings. But I don't know if they're going to do that next episode as well, and then the next episode as well. I feel like, you know,
I think we're going to have to find a few alcoholic beverages at that party,
I think,
and they're going to be strewn all over the place.
yeah, exactly. We're going to have to make a cocktail,
Yeah.
and it's just going to, you know, we got to go find the
That'll
items.
kill about 15 minutes.
One's like under the sink, and
Yeah.
like all this other random shit, and we have to go to the shop.
So if we go to the Vortex party and we continue on with this timeline,
Mm-hmm.
will Chloe go along? Because
I don't think she wanted to go, did she?
I think the original Chloe would have gone, because that's kind of her character. But if she's kind of
she would crash it.
yeah, the badass Chloe. But the new Chloe, she wouldn't really want to go because she's happy and she's not disturbed as she was in.
No, I don't think she is. Thinking about it now, I feel really, really sad about the whole thing. Like, it makes me feel sad because you've got this character that's been building for 3 episodes,
Yeah.
and you know she's had this history and stuff, and then to have that kind of, I think it's unfair. Like, she's had her life completely thrown upside down without her knowledge and her power.
But it's weird because she wasn't happy in the first instance, but now she has her dad and
She
she
seems
is happy. So I don't know.
What's to say that physical detractors are the be all and end all? But I do think that in terms of what's gonna happen, I think it's gonna be quite Donnie Darko. I think maybe maybe she was supposed to die. Maybe like Chloe was supposed to die.
It would seem so because things keep happening to her. But she got shot, she got run over by a train, she shoots herself in another instance.
Yeah.
She was in a car crash. So maybe when you finally get to the tornado, you're gonna reverse back to when you first had the flash forward, and Max is gonna know that she can't do anything to change anything because it will have an effect. So maybe she's going to have to go through life knowing she has this power
Without using it.
but not being able to use it, yeah. Which would mean Chloe would die anyway.
Brutal. Just die somehow in the hurricane. Maybe they can't evacuate her. Maybe they can't like get her out.
Yeah, it's either going to be an evacuation or reverse in time until it doesn't happen.
I don't know. She seemed quite affected, so I don't know. Like, can she talk? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that.
Because she has a tracheotomy and all that stuff. And,
Yeah.
oh man, it's just to see that kind of moment happen.
And we couldn't choose whether it happened or not. That's the thing.
It just happened.
It is what she wanted. She seems a lot happier.
She does seem happier, yeah. And you know, now that guy's a bus driver. David's a bus driver.
It's kind of sad because in the last scene with the original Chloe, she didn't even look at us and she just drove off.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this change is permanent or not. Like, if this is how it is now.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Are they going to just? Is this now canon? Is that what this is now? Are we? This decision we can't change. The thing is, there's a picture you take.
Yes.
Of them two. And the way you go back to it anyway is a picture of you and Chloe. And so, what's the possibility of after the Vortex Party episode, the final episode is going back to that photograph again of Chloe and her dad.
Yeah.
And then maybe getting Chloe to go with the dad for the crash, so they both die.
That would be very dark.
It'd be but it stops the hurricane and everything happening.
What do you think? Do you think Max has to die?
Max?
Because I'm thinking, like, I think it's understood that she's responsible for the climate change, the snowing, the eclipse, And
I don't think
therefore-
she is. I don't think
You
she
don't think
is.
she is?
I think it's too obvious that it would be her, because she's the one with the power. She's the one that's self-aware, and she's kind of in this world that kind of happens, and she knows, and she can, pull them back and speak and all that stuff. I think it would be too
So,
obvious.
Who do you
if it's
think?
her.
Who do you think it is?
I think her actions are preventing something that's supposed to happen.
Or are they? So they're either preventing or causing, which is interesting either way.
Yeah, I think Chloe is Chloe's supposed to die. I think.
I agree. Yeah.
But there's this thing with Rachel that they have yet to kind of clear up.
That's what I was thinking. So Rachel went missing after she went to a Vortex party, didn't she?
Yeah.
And Max is now in with the Vortex crew, and the Vortex party is coming up, and everyone was confusing her as Rachel, because when she had Rachel's clothes on.
Yeah.
So,
but she isn't Rachel. But
maybe she'll be playing the role of her. Maybe she'll go to this party. Nathan Prescott will try and drug her, and we'll find out what happened to her.
I think it'd be
That way.
really interesting.
Yes.
I can't wait for the next episode.
And I don't know, are we friends with them now? Like that Victoria girl and Prescott?
In all fairness, every character is quite grey in this game. Every character
I think
has
most of them are. I'd say Nathan Prescott is the only full-fledged heel,
Yeah.
So the Vortex party, is it on Thursday or Friday?
I think the party's going to be on Thursday, because the hangover is going to be the Friday.
And then that's when Max will just have to sort everything out. I'm not sure if they'll end it there, because I suppose we don't know yet, but they could potentially do more.
I was reading up on it, and apparently season 2 is a possibility.
But I suppose it all depends on how it ends, really.
Exactly. And would you play as Max, or would you play as someone else with the same power, or do we play an alternate timeline, or what's
There's
going
so many
on?
possibilities.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on with the animal. There's a lot of animal themed stuff, like the deer that was invisible,
That was running through. Yeah.
all the animals dying,
Mhm.
the bird,
The place called Two Whales.
Two
and 3
Whales.
whales being dead.
I don't know. There's a lot of things to throw you off.
Yeah, just to confuse you. But I think it's more to do with the relationship between Max and her powers, and how they're stopping something from happening. And
I'm kind of worried about Max. Like, even though she's got the power, she's not gonna have Chloe, like badass Chloe, backing her anymore,
no,
because they're kind of estranged from what
she's estranged from herself.
so far from what we've seen.
She has yet to acclimatise to anything that's real. All she's done is wake up at the school, and she's with a different group of friends.
The Vortex Club.
What's his name? Who's the guy that
Warren.
Warren is with someone else doing some weird dance.
Not too bothered about that.
Yeah, but then there's that loyalty disappeared.
So she doesn't have Warren or Chloe anymore.
And then she buggered off and then saw the dad alive, and then you saw
Yes.
Chloe. Oh my god. That reveal, man.
Yeah. If the next 2 episodes have the endings as good as this, then I'll be happy with this game,
I think
regardless of the actual gameplay.
content. The thing is, it's an episodic story-based interactive game,
Yeah.
which makes me feel that it's okay.
Yeah.
But
There's definitely points in it where I think I really don't want to be doing this.
yeah, like the scene where you're running around getting bottles to shoot. That
Yes,
has
I
gotta be
remember it well.
The biggest scene where it was just like, if I was playing this by myself, I would have gone, fuck this, and I would have either looked up where they were on the computer, or I would have turned it off and then be all like, I'm coming back to this game. Like,
The interactivity with the story
yeah,
isn't quite. I'm going to keep comparing it to Telltale because they're so similar, but it's not quite at the level of Telltale games, like in terms of interactivity.
yeah, or yeah, it's just slightly different. One's a bit better.
And I feel there's not enough option with choices, even though you can make a choice to do like A or B.
Yeah,
When you talk to people, there's not a lot of dialogue options.
no.
Definitely not as much as Telltale games.
You don't really have it. I think the thing is, with Max, you're almost given the illusion of choice, when actually you don't have that much choice at all.
Yeah.
And the choices are so grey.
But who knows? Like, that tiny things could change the ending. You never know.
I don't agree with seeing my decisions at the end of each chapter, at each episode, because I like to be unsure of what was right and what was
influenced,
wrong.
Yeah,
because if I look back at it and I'm like, oh look, there was supposed to be a homeless person we could have warned or something like that. Like, how are you to know this in real life?
Yeah, you wouldn't have like known that if you were the actual character you were playing.
Yeah, these are the points in which I can change the world. Like, you don't know that naturally.
Yeah, I'm not like choosing an option always just because it feels like the right one. If there's something I feel I should do because it's right, I will choose it. But if there's something I'm leaning towards more, like
kissing Chloe,
yeah, or Victoria, making fun of Victoria, I think lots of people would choose comfort her because it's the, quote unquote right thing to do. But I didn't want to do that because of how she was. Yeah, we did kind of play it like almost. We were trying to play it a bit like badass Max. Yeah, or at least not like goody two shoes.
But she's a bit contradictory. She's very neurotic as a character. Her dialogue at times is terrible. When she's just like, oh my god, this is so ominous. Like, who goes around saying that?
I'm definitely taken by the surroundings, even though I do feel like there's bits of it where I'm taken out of it. I don't understand how Max is doing a photography course in a prestigious school and all she does is take selfies with a Polaroid camera.
Exactly. Where's the quality in that?
An instant Polaroid camera. Yeah, stuff like that feels like it isn't researched or thought about enough. Maybe it was just something that annoyed me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying. Yeah, it just feels very like first world problems to me. This entire game, it almost feels like most of the stuff that's happening outside the big moments are just first world problems.
Yeah, I would say there's not enough focus on the looming tornado that's going to destroy everyone, and too much focusing on little problems like getting a gun back. She should really be like planning how she's going to save the town from destruction instead of like, what was she doing? Getting some eggs? Or what else is she doing? Getting a bird out of a house? I think you could be doing more important stuff.
Exactly. The imminence is not present, I don't think. But especially when you've only got 5 episodes to do it in.
Also, how has our plant drowned from watering it twice?
I know.
I'm not really worried about there being an anticlimax because I think they'll do a good job with the ending. Yeah. I don't want to jinx it, but every ending so far has been satisfactory, I think.
Same.
More than
satisfactory. I was pumped after saving Kate from the roof. I was like, holy fuck, this is great.
Playing through it's like you're on kind of middle level, you're like, yeah, this is okay, and it kind of builds up, and then it's this kind of arc where it's just like, this is amazing.
Yeah, you do get that.
I hope the ending will be as good.
Yeah.
I hope you haven't jinxed it.
As long as we get that's amazing, I don't mind. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's just a slog. It feels like a slog to get there.
Yeah, it's kind of like you have to fight through the game and think the ending will probably be... That's what I'm going to be thinking now.
Same.
I'm going through, doing this, doing that. But the ending's probably going to be really good.
Yeah.
And maybe that makes up for it. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm unsure. With episodic games, you have to look at them as, are they emulating TV shows, or are they emulating games, or are they their own medium?
Yes. I don't know. I suppose we've continued playing and we've been looking forward to it. So.
And we're talking about it.
Yeah. So it's got us on a certain level, I think.
I think if we had something like Mass Effect episodically,
Don't even, man. That'll be like the best. By the way, we always compare things to Mass Effect because
we can't help
it's like the measuring stick of games.
I personally think it's probably the best sci-fi science fiction.
It's better than Star Wars. I like Star Wars.
Yeah, I love Star Wars. Yeah,
but Mass Effect it's knocked it off.
It has. Yeah, I think episodic games are actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
I really enjoy them
because they've got the same kind of hook as TV shows, so small chunks you can handle.
Yeah.
As opposed to a 60-hour like RPG.
In all fairness, I like both. I think there should be both. I can't choose between one or the other because sometimes I do like to just sit in a game and just be all like playing it. Mass Effect, play 30 hours of it and be all like, this is sick. But On the other hand, imagine a refined Mass Effect where you get about like 3 hours at a time.
Yeah, that it will be more of a rush to get it, because you would see that the newest episode's out and you'd want to play it before you kind of get spoiled.
Exactly. So imagine, so Mass Effect 30-hour campaign.
Yeah.
And you pay once £40, and you've got the game. You play it as much as you want.
Episodes.
And then if you have 10 episodes, 10 episodes a season.
Yeah.
Each a tenner. And each episode is probably about 3 to 4 hours long, depending on how much, and they equal the same kind of amount of gameplay replayability. You're going to make more money, and you're going to create quite a good sense of momentum.
And you're going to extend the universe as well, because it's going to be all these different side stories,
exactly,
focusing on different aspects.
Yeah, exactly. And you'd be able to really refine the story. And focus on some really cool stuff, because what you could do is you could always put a free roam element in it. That's the thing that Telltale do quite well. They stick a free roam segment. An episodic Mass Effect game would be...
Telltale could be all over that.
I think they've hit the nail on the head.
I would love to see a Mass Effect and Star Trek Telltale game.
Oh my god, a Star Trek one would be amazing.
That would be great.
Imagine going mineral surveys and stuff on planets and stuff, and you just...
You know what? That actually sounds really good. I know many people won't think that, but
they're like,
I would love
mineral
it.
surveys, fucking...
Imagine the conflict. Starfleet's going to need to do one thing, but it's not moral, so you've got to be all rebellious. Episodic games, I'm enjoying them.
Yeah, definitely.
From the ones I've played. So I'm sure if the next episode of Life is Strange is as amazing, we'll probably do another talk before the final episode.
Yeah, like a breakdown warm-up kind
penultimate episode summary. But until then, I hope you've enjoyed us talking about shit.
Exactly. We got some episodic games, we talk about sci-fi. I think
that's the way we roll, man.
Yeah, I'm just talking about games in general. But thank you very much.
Thanks.
Catch you later.